Okay, so we've got listener questions type this time. It's been a couple of months since we've done one of these. Thank you, everybody who sent us some questions this week. We put a call out on our Facebook group this week because this is the first time we've done listener questions since the group was set up. We got loads, didn't we? So we've got a couple to keep. I've got questions to keep us going for a couple of months worth, and we're going to make them Christmassy themed questions this week for 'tis the season. Going to be Christmas coming up, so we've got a jingle theme music and everything. And the first one, this is a great question from Les. He said, if we were Scrooge in A Christmas Carol and had to be visited by 3 ghosts of Corrie characters, who would they be and why?
Okay.
I think that's a lovely question. And we're kind of, by ghosts of Corrie characters, I don't know whether he just meant like 3 dead Coronation Street people, but we're not taking it for that. We're gonna.
Well, see, the thing is about the ghosts. I know that in the original Christmas Carol they were called the ghosts. I don't believe that they were all dead. I think that they were ethereal beings that were never alive.
Yes, I know what you mean. I mean there was Marley, wasn't there, who was the definite dead one.
They're obviously dead.
Yes, but the ghost of Christmas past and present and yet to come. You're right, more spirits. So we've said that for the ghost of Christmas past, we're taking that to mean a character from the past that might have some kind of warning, because in the Christmas Carol, that was the ghost that was like saying, look what you used to be, look, this is where you started going a bit bad. So who have you got from there? Who do you think would make a good Christmas ghost of Christmas past, Gemma?
I think the ghost of Christmas past is Carla.
Oh, Carla.
Yeah.
Why?
Carla Connor. Well, I couldn't really answer this question unless I was talking about why would they appear to me.
Mm.
And I feel as though Carla's got lots of lessons to teach me. Like
fashion lessons.
Don't decorate with red and black because you kind of turn into a bit of a villain if you're not careful. If you kind of like take a page out of like the First Order rule of decorating, you're gonna become, it's gonna be bad news.
Yeah.
So also, she did tend to, on the whole, drink a bit too much, and I am starting to have overconsumption of gin and tonic. I'm not quite sure if it's a problem yet. Carla was not an alcoholic.
She was?
No, she wasn't really.
I think she was.
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
Well, no. I think there's a difference between being a substance abuser who is an alcoholic, which is like a disease that you can't ever drink.
Yeah.
Whereas Carla never said, I'm going to be sober, did she? She's just like, I'm going to knock it on the head a little bit. I'm only going to have 1 bottle of wine tonight, not 2.
So she's going to warn you just to watch out for you.
Like, do you need 5 G&Ts? Is 4 okay? Yeah, okay, if they're doubles, that's fine. And the other thing she might be warning me about is do not learn how to play poker, because you will gamble your life away.
Good point. Right, well, I haven't. That's a really good one that fits you. Actually, mine don't really fit. I've picked like 4 characters.
Also, I feel like me and Carla are very much on the same level. Like entrepreneur, beautiful, successful,
powerful woman,
powerful, takes no nonsense, a raven-haired beauty who likes to accessorise from links of London, as do I.
Well, if you're similar to Carla, your ghost of Christmas past, one of my one that I picked was Teresa the Turkey, which is an actual Christmas ghost who was killed on Christmas Day. And sometimes at Christmas I can be a little bit like unsociable, can't I? I don't really like the family gatherings necessarily.
I'm trying to connect this to a turkey.
Well, Teresa the Turkey escaped Christmas dinner at the Battersby's, doesn't she?
Oh, very good
And then the
point.
lesson that Teresa learned from that is
you die. You get decapitated.
It's going to land you in hot water if you try and run away from Christmas, and you've just got to be sociable and lap it up with the family.
I have to say, there are times at which I would have happily decapitated you for checking out of a social gathering.
Yeah. Run over me with your car.
If only Teresa had a phone, she could have just stared at that instead of running into the road. Well,
she was 1997, so they didn't even have smartphones then.
Sad.
She'd have played Snake, and that would have been about as much as it had gone.
She would have loved mobile phones, Teresa, don't you think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
She would have loved it.
So Teresa the Turkey is one of my ghosts of Christmas past.
I bet she would be a right fiend on iTunes. So downloading songs.
I got a couple of characters that weren't necessarily would come to see me, but I think if they might have from Christmas episodes had some advice. For example, I said Curly might have warned me that naming a star after my fiance with her married name is just asking for trouble, because that famous Christmas in 1994, yeah, exactly, he named the star after Raquel. That became official, Raquel Watts. Yet within a few years she was no more. She was off to Kuala Lumpur, so maybe he was tempting fate by doing that there.
Never change your name if you're going to get married. It's just tempting fate.
Gail from 2006, the drama then was when David found her diary where she was talking about wanting to abort him before he was even born. So I think that she might have some kind of warning about, once you've written something down, you're stuck with it.
Don't write down you want to abort your child.
Yeah, it's like if you put something on the internet, it's never gone. Like if they ever want to use any of these podcasts in a court case against us, there's nothing we can do about it.
Drunk driving thing, and they come to arrest me, and I'll bash myself on the head. They're going to be very suspicious now, aren't they? Let's move on.
Okay, so Ghost of Christmas Present. So for this one, we took it to mean characters that we think are just embody the jolly spirit of Christmas, as did the Ghost of Christmas Present on the film. Well, I just got a load of people. I mean, sometimes I might say Beth could be a Ghost of Christmas Present, but maybe not so much recently. But apart from that, Gemma.
Yeah, she was my one.
Yeah.
She would just be like,
if I had to...
hey, Chuck, come on, let's go and have a kebab, a Christmas kebab. I'll put cranberry sauce on it.
Because I'm so rubbish at Christmas, and as we said, in social situations and everything, I don't think I would actually like to spend a Christmas with Gemma, because...
Oh, I think I'd have a great time.
She wouldn't be happy with me just sitting down on my phone all the time, but...
God, I'd love her to just get you to put your bloody phone down.
Feed it to a Venus flytrap. And get me, but I think
she'd deep fry it.
I think that if they were going to do a Coronation Street Christmas Carol, then Dolly would make an awesome Christmas yeah. But then there's also like Rosie probably would. I bet she's great at Christmas. I hope that we get to see her all dressed up like a sexy Santa on Christmas Day.
She's up with a sexy Santa
pink
outfit.
Santa outfit.
Oh,
I really. She
possibly made of shiny fabric.
She needs to be in this Christmas Day episode.
I hope she is. I love her so much.
Yeah, or Yasmin also would make a good Ghost of Christmas Present. I know that she's not Christian and it is a Christian holiday, but never mind. We got to see last week. She did last week.
So
exactly.
Got the outfit.
I think that she could do a good. I think she'd be good to be around at Christmas. Sean as well. Maybe give him something to do, and Kirk as well. I think he embodies the childlike
sense of wonder
around Christmas. Exactly. He probably still believes in Father Christmas.
Yeah, and also I can just imagine a scene where he goes to the Christmas tree and he's like, "Oh, Santa's left me a present," and then he opens it and he's like, "Oh no, I bought this for myself. I just forgot."
Exactly, but I think that he embodies Christmas, and the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come. So we kind of took this to mean somebody who we think is maybe heading for a fall, somebody who maybe might not be around next Christmas, or could by this time next year be in hot water. Who's your
put Anna,
Christmas future?
Because she is really on a track to proper ruin Christmas, and the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come was a bit of a bloody downer, weren't they? I can imagine her wandering through a graveyard and pointing at my grave and like going, "It's your fault you're in there. You brought it on yourself."
Yeah, well, I think something similar to Billy, to be honest, because he's not, his future's not looking good at the moment. I think he could be on the path to ruin. He's just at the tip of the iceberg. I think he's going to be spiralling downhill when more of this Susan Barlow crash comes to light. Also Roy. Yeah, he's just like we were sort of saying last week on the podcast that
here's Roy's message for you. If you are boring and you ostracise yourself from everybody, you might just disappear off to go be one with nature, and nobody even notices you're gone.
I could go and commune with nature on Christmas. And just someone just comes and moves into
your house and eats your lasagna.
The difference would be if I'm climbing up a mountain or whatever Roy's doing, he probably hasn't got much phone reception there. So
he'd probably like it, but you wouldn't.
Exactly.
But you could borrow our tent.
Yeah, I know.
But you need two people to put it up.
I can imagine Roy as being a kind of depressed Grim Reaper-like figure as well, walking through the graveyard.
Yeah, and
like
also, if you were saying, like, oh, no, please, I don't want it to come true, like Scrooge, like, no, please, undo it, he'd be like, no, I can't undo it, only you can undo it, really. I don't see why you're so upset about it, you should have seen this coming.
He'd want to get into some kind of metaphysical discussion about, well, this has happened, so it can't change the
If
future.
I'm showing it to you, that can't be undone.
And some people would say, yeah.
And also, they've done studies to prove that you perform an action and then justify it to yourself afterwards as to why you did it, and that's a true fact.
I also reckon Pat.
Is there any such a thing as free will, or is it all predestined? If you believe that I am truly a ghost, you must then believe in the idea of an afterlife. If there's such a thing as an afterlife, is there an all-knowing creator who made everybody? And if he did, how much can you really be responsible for yourself?
By
also,
that time, Roy's left alone in the graveyard because everyone's abandoned him.
Where's Hayley?
I think that Pat could be a good Ghost of Christmas Future. Like, I think that by this time next Christmas, Pat will either be dead or in prison. And I think he will... have a lesson to teach us all.
If he appeared as a ghost, he would be like, oh, I knew it. I knew ghosts were real.
Oh, Pat. Yeah. Okay, that was a great question. Thank you for that one.
I like that question.
Our next Christmassy Corrie question comes from Rebecca, who says, what would we buy our favourite Corrie characters for Christmas? And I've got a couple of choices here. Pat is still obviously one of my favourite Corrie characters, even though he's a bit of a bad lad. One thing I think that might be good for him is one of those video doorbells that you can get. Because
who?
Pat.
Oh, yeah. I want one of those.
For when the cops come calling, I'd quite like him to have one of those so that he doesn't have to just answer it. He can do a runner out the back.
What's it called? Ring or something?
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as a morally upstanding citizen, I believe he should be caught at some point. But just to extend the story for a little bit longer, get him one of those. Maybe you could also probably do with like one of these a father-daughter bonding package or something.
Like a spa day.
Yeah, spa day or a hot air balloon experience.
Like a baby pamper, mummy pamper dad.
Yeah,
thing.
I think he'd probably quite like that sort of thing.
Shouldn't take Nicola up in a hot air balloon because she might die.
Yeah.
You're not pregnant women, like very fragile.
Well, maybe he can take her up on there, and if she's like point blank refuses to come back onto his side, just push her out, and then whoops, it was an accidental.
Oh, what if your baby doesn't even get born because you're dead?
Yeah. My third present for Pat was a vat of acid for easy body disposal, because he's obviously, after he shot Andy and he shot Vinny, he wrapped him up in cling film and put him in a river, and we do think that that's going to come to light at some point. I think it was a bit of a good plan because nobody's found them yet. Nobody has yet, but I think that if he went full on Breaking Bad and had a big barrel of acid,
it might fall through the ceiling.
There wasn't a ceiling at the place. There was he would have been fine, absolutely fine.
Also, he's a builder. He can probably build a better ceiling.
So he needs something to help him get rid of his bodies a little bit better, because I think that's going to come around and bite him in the bum soon. I was
going to say, Nicola now knows that Gary's not dead, but he doesn't got any money.
Yeah.
Is she going to have to go crawling back to Pat for the money that he offered her originally?
I don't think she's going to go crawling back.
I wonder. It depends on whether there's some dire circumstances. Also, Pat probably knows that Gary doesn't have the money. He might, engineer something that makes her need. You know what he's like? He can manipulate people. He might make it so that she needs money. Maybe.
Let's wait and see. Yeah. Have you got a Christmas present in mind? A character?
I don't. But the thing is, it's like, what would you get your favourite Corrie character? And I don't know who my favourite Corrie character is. Who's my favourite Corrie character?
I don't know.
Exactly.
You like Eva. You like Jenny.
I'd get Eva.
Pat as well.
I'd get Eva a sexy Christmas outfit because she'd like it, but I think she's already got one.
She's probably got quite a few, to be honest.
She's probably got them in all different colours.
What would you get Jenny for Christmas?
See, I just think, look, you're thinking of like actual story things, but I can't get myself out of buying present mode because I spend all of my time in December thinking of presents to buy your goddamn family. Because I don't even have a very big fat. I've got my mum and my dad, and that's it. I don't have anybody. You got hundreds of people hanging, sister, brother-in-law. I'm the one that has to think of the presents. So I have to, like, logically think of things. So I'm like going, what would Jenny like? Oh, she does like tote bags. I could get her a nice tote bag, like in a burgundy.
That's okay.
She'd like a tote bag.
Yeah.
She likes waterfall jackets. I could get her a nice, cosy, like, knitted, cable knit, cream, waterfall cardigan.
I can't even imagine what that would look like. I'd just say get her a Spanish phrase book.
Hola.
But I get her a German
está
phrase book with a Spanish
la
on the
biblioteca?
cover. So when she goes over to Spain, she starts speaking German there. Nobody knows what she's talking about. So she's like, well, we better come home to
Let's
England
go home,
then.
it's just crappy.
And then she gives up on the idea of going to Spain. You got Liz that you like. You got...
What would I get Liz?
I don't know. I've put far much more thought into this than you. I'll tell
I'm really
you.
sorry.
I'll tell you my second one before. But while you're still thinking, David. I like David. I think that one of the things that he could do with is a new throw for his sofa, because that pink and black spotty one that's a remnant of Kylie's time there is still pretty hideous.
Get some good IKEA ones. We've still
They're
got
so cheap.
£6 on that voucher.
Yeah, we'll buy him one of those. It's fine. A razor maybe. I'm still not sure about the beard. Electric razor for him.
I'll tell you what, he would like product.
And also, I'd like to buy him. Or I'd like to buy Gail a house to live into, but really that's but that's really a present for David, because he can be finally shot of his mum. I think he'd probably appreciate that. And then I had Daniel in there as well as another favourite character. I think that one thing that would be quite good for him is getting him a stress ball of some sort, so he doesn't just like have to punch walls whenever he's feeling a little bit angry.
Yeah, you're right.
Get like, a little stress thing. I think that he would maybe appreciate a framed inspirational Seamus Heaney quote just to go on his wall. I did a little Google search for this, and I found one from his digging poem that said, "Between my finger and my thumb, the squat pen rests. I'll dig with it." I think to come along with
We'd
that,
like that, wouldn't
I think he would appreciate that.
Yeah, it's northern roots.
To go along with that, maybe like a box of tissues, because he'd probably like burst into tears whenever he walked past it and realised what a beautiful poet Seamus Heaney was.
Also fill in time before he can date Sinead again.
Yeah, I did a little Google search as well for presents for journalists, and I don't know whether you fancy any of this, Gemma, but there are a couple of good journalist mugs there.
God damn it.
There's one that said "Keep calm, I'm a journalist." So that's a bit cliche now, isn't it?
I hate that.
There's another one that says "I'm silently correcting your grammar," and I think that Daniel would probably like something like that, or if not, Ken.
There's a company on Facebook that buys ads and they target them to you depending on what the Facebook has worked out your job is. And they keep advertising these things for me, like I'm the best editor in the world, blah 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 blah. But the kerning on it is awful, and every time I see it, it makes me angry because I bet they don't even know what kerning means.
What is it?
It's the distance between two letters in a font. And the kerning is all wrong, and no self-respecting editor would ever wear anything like that. And if I ever saw anybody wearing it, I'd know that they're a sham.
I've got a grammar mug, haven't I, at school? Somebody bought me one last year that said "The Grammar Police, to serve and correct." So maybe I could get something like that for Daniel too. Have you got any other ideas yet? What inspired you?
Well, I thought Daniel might like another copy of that book that he bashed Ken over the head with because he got blood on the other one.
Oh yeah, replacement.
New one of those. Or Hope and Ruby, new trampoline. But maybe that would cause more arguments.
Well, they can have one each. There's no limit to how much we're allowed to spend on this.
Oh, okay. All right then. I would get Toya a baby.
She's having a baby.
I know, but I get a surprise one. I get her one now.
A surprise baby.
Yeah.
Practice baby. If she screws it up, then she'll learn a lesson when the real one comes.
Fly one in from somewhere, like Russia or something.
Who else is your favourite characters? Only you know.
No, I don't know. Gemma, kebab. She'd love it. Deluxe kebab with all the sauces. Chesney.
I know Chesney's not your favourite character.
No, I know, but this is what I mean. I knew I'd get hung up on this because I don't know who my favourite characters are, because I pretty much like most of them, apart from the ones I absolutely hate.
What would you get Michelle for Christmas? What would your
helmet
or
so
what would your lump
things.
of coal be? Because she's been such a bad girl this year. What would you give her to punish her?
I know I could screw with her head. I could get her a like 5-2 diet, how to regain your figure in 2018. It'd mess with our heads, something chronic, wouldn't it? As you all know, Kim Marsh is a proper fitness bunny. So Michelle is obviously gorgeous.
Must be as well, yeah.
So yeah, 5-2 diet. Take that.
She needs an inspirational quote on her wall that says something like, "It's not all about you." Just as a gentle reminder before she goes out of the house.
She wouldn't even get the irony though, would she? She'd be like, "Yeah, people need to understand this." Robert, look, it's not all about you, Robert. What about me?
Right, okay. Thank you for that question, Rebecca.
I bet you she's the sort of woman who's got like a cup that says Diva on it or something.
Yeah, completely unironic. Final, it's not really Christmassy based, but we can make it Christmassy best. Bronte has sent us a question saying, are there any British or American actors that we'd like to see either do a guest spot or a long-term role on Coronation Street?
You don't even know who these people are,
I know who some of these people are, and we can make this Christmassy because let's say it's for a little Christmas special or something. So there's some obvious ones like, Julie Boult, as we've said, we'd love to have on Coronation Street. She wants to come on the show, maybe as Mary's mum or whatever, as a special Christmas visit.
Oh my God, that would be great.
Yeah, we've talked about that one before. I want Joanna Lumley to come back as a Christmas surprise as well, because there was a little article on the Coronation Street blog the other week where it's like, would you like Joanna Lumley to come back and reprise her role as, what was it, Elaine something or other, who used to go out with Ken, and I think over anyone, she'd be my dream actress to come back just to do a little stint.
Hi,
Christmas
Ken,
romance for Ken.
I've come back. I just couldn't stop thinking about you all these years.
That would just be amazing. I would love that.
Coronation Street Lumley.
I just was doing a little bit of a Google search for Northern actors, and I found as well, because I don't know actors. This is the problem with this question for me, isn't it? Like, you don't know. I don't really know who actors are, and whenever someone appears in a film,
we'll watch a film, and I'll go, "Oh, it's that guy from Thing," and you'll be like, "What?"
Yeah, and when you're trying to tell me about something,
yeah, do you remember?
You know somebody from such and such. Like
no.
But one that I did see was John Bradley, who plays Samwell Tarly in Coronation Street in Game of Thrones. I think he'd fit quite nicely into Coronation Street, wouldn't he? I don't know. I can see him like maybe being a relative of.
I can see him
Kirk
being like
or someone like that.
Craig's uncle.
Yeah. He could do a good job of being a Father Christmas probably. In the Claus Wars story. I know, but I think he's so kind of kind and everything. Or he could be like a policeman friend of Craig's or something like that. You said Craig's uncle, didn't you? I guess there's the age, but yeah, I'd like to see him on.
He's a bit older than Craig.
He grew up in Wythenshawe, by the way, which is that dodgy area of Manchester, which the Dog and Gun is from. But no offence to anyone in Wythenshawe, obviously. Or Dominic Monaghan. Is that how you pronounce it? Him off of Lost, Charlie off of Lost, and also Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Game of the Lord.
He could. Who could he be for a Christmas special? I haven't actually thought about
do you know what? Because of Charlie in Lost, I kind of like, I can see him as a desperate druggie, kind of like maybe hitting up the church to get Billy, like maybe he's a friend of Billy's brother.
Oh yeah, he could totally have been one of the other dodgy guys in Billy's car crash, couldn't he?
Yeah.
Is he about the right age? Because I think he's 40.
Remember now.
Yeah, he is. He's 40 now, because I looked up his Wikipedia page.
I always think of him as a young cheeky
I know, so do
hobbit.
I. But I think he could totally be.
Not that he was in.
He could totally be one of Billy's old friends. Not that that's particularly Christmassy, but like you said, maybe raiding the church Christmas collection money.
Like the scene where Jean Valjean robs the church in Les Mis, except Christmas.
Yeah.
And he'd get the Christmas collection plate, and he's eating a mince pie.
Are you get any actors that you'd like to see?
I wanted to see Idris Elba.
See, I don't know who that is.
He is the one. You know who this is because he was in Luther. He was the guy, Idris Elba, the cop in Luther, the program that we watched.
This is exactly what we said. Gemma says, that person from whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't know who that is.
I need to show you who it is. So he is obviously, he can do lots of accents because he is pretending to be American quite a lot, but he's English.
Oh.
And he also was going to be James Bond at one point, they said. But no, obviously not. Didn't happen.
The internet's being very slow. Gemma can't show me a picture.
Idris Elba, do you recognise him? He's also in Thor.
Maybe. I don't know.
He could be the grizzled cop that turns up.
Oh yeah, he looks like he could be a cop.
He plays Luther.
Okay, like good casting, Luther people.
Jesus.
Go on.
I think you're thinking he looks like he could be a cop because subconsciously there's a part of you inside your brain screaming, going, Michael, he was in that thing that we watched that was about policemen.
Did we watch Luther?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
I know you don't remember it.
Okay.
We stopped watching it because you couldn't understand what was going on.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Anyone else?
David Mitchell of That Mitchell and Webb Look and Peep Show.
Yeah. What would you have him do at Christmas?
I don't know. What would he do at Christmas?
I don't know, but I can imagine him being a friend of Roy's.
Yeah.
Like,
because he's really, I think he's quite a kind of versatile actor, really. He kind of, he's great. When he was in Peep Show, he was obviously playing a bit of a slob, kind of like a guy who had ideas above the station, but I think he can be a bit more stately now if he wanted to.
Well, yeah, he's always the posh one to Simon Webb. Is that not right?
Anyway.
Is that the name of the person?
I can imagine him coming in as like a train expert or something. Like a model train expert. And Roy is trying to buy a model train for Christmas or something, and he's trying to swindle him. Or
you know what, they could easily make it with the way Corrie's going at the moment, where he is Roy's long lost son. Do you think he's about the right age? He probably is, isn't he?
I'm nodding sadly because it could very well happen.
I also thought I quite like a couple of Harry Potter actors. Maggie Smith, who's brilliant on Coronation
Maggie Smith
Street.
is a
She's just
treasure.
amazing at anything. She could be Mary's mum as well. Or,
she could be Mary's grandma.
Or she could have another affair with Ken. Not another affair, she could just have an affair with Ken.
Do
bring
you
in
know
the
how
Lummers
old Maggie
and
Smith
Maggie
is?
Smith. It doesn't matter. Bring in the Lummers and Maggie Smith and they can fight over Ken. Now that'd be a Christmas fight for the ages.
Just turn it on, close your eyes and just listen to their beautiful voices.
I also quite like Jim Broadbent as well. I don't know what he would do, but he'd be fine on Corrie. I'd like to see that.
Yeah.
Anyone else on your list?
Michelle Gomez.
Find Gemma, find me a picture of Michelle. I'm just so rubbish with celebrities. You talk about why and I'll do a little Google about her.
Well, I'm not going to give it away because I want you to see how stupid you are that you don't know who Michelle Gomez is.
Gomez.
Because this is a show that you watch that I don't.
What? I don't know who that is.
You don't know who this is? This is Missy.
Oh, it's Missy off Doctor Who.
You idiot.
She would be
she's an
awesome.
amazing actress. She's so thingy and sparky. I would love to see a Scottish actress. I know that she...
Some kind of friend of Adam's or or relative of
Yeah, she could be like a friend. I was a friend of your mum's. Come looking for her. Where is she? She's dead.
She died 16 years ago. Yeah, I'm not that close a friend.
No, it's been sending her cards for 16 years, but the cow's never replied. She's just so great. Scottish actress. We also don't have a Welsh actress.
No.
On the show. What's Gwen off Torchwood?
Eve Miles.
Gwen of Torchwood.
Yeah, I'm surprised considering how close Wales is to Manchester.
We were talking about this the other day, weren't we? We want a
Welsh accent.
Yeah,
Welsh accent. I want to see because I'm playing a game at the moment on my Switch, which has got a Welsh character in, and we like her voice.
We do find it very musical and pleasant to listen to.
Yeah.
But Michelle Gomez. What else could she do? I don't know. She's crazy. Love her. She's brilliant.
Crazy friend of Liz's.
Yeah.
The new Erica.
Yeah, she could come in and be all like... I'm just trying to think of like a Chris. Can you link it into Christmas?
I think most of our suggestions have been fairly tenuously linked to Christmas, if at all, so don't worry if you don't.
She could come in on Christmas Day and just like, Liz is behind the bar serving and she's like, oh, Liz, I've ruined everything. I'm going to live with you. And then before anyone can say anything, she's moved all of her stuff in.
It sounds very much like an Erica or, what was her name, Gloria kind of thing to do that, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
A well-trodden path. But it doesn't matter if it's Michelle Gomez. Can't believe I can remember who that was. Any others? Or you don't?
I can't believe you looked at pictures of her and you're like, I've never seen her before.
If she isn't got Missy's costume on, and I don't know who she is.
Look at her.
Okay. Anyone else? Any final suggestions?
Have you got any American actors that you'd like to see in it?
No, I know American actors even less than British actors.
Danny DeVito?
No.
Why?
Don't know. Can't think of anything.
Are you sizist?
No. I'll have Jorge Garcia, because I said when we did the list of questions about which characters we'd like, I said Hurley off for Lost.
Yeah, he'd be cool. I say Danny DeVito would be great.
That's because you like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, any of them would be funny in it, but they would ruin the show, wouldn't they, really?
Yeah. Right, there you go. There's our listener questions. I hope they, if any of our listeners want to tell us.
They tickled your curiosity bone.
Yeah. And thank you again for everyone who sent in our questions, and we'll get to them in the new year, I'm sure.
Send your answers to us or put it on the Facebook group or something.
Yes.
Who would you want to see in the show? What gifts would you give your favourite character? And your ghost of Christmas past, present, future.
Right.